In the heart of a quiet valley, wrapped gently between snow-covered hills, lay the little village of Storyabrook. Winter had settled there in earnest. Snow blanketed every rooftop and fence, softened every footstep, and shimmered faintly beneath the pale morning sun. Chimneys puffed curls of smoke into the cold air, and the village bells rang softly, as if mindful not to disturb the peaceful hush of the season. The big winter festival was only a day away. From the earliest hours of morning, Storyabrook was alive with purpose. Doors opened, laughter drifted through frosty air, and neighbors called greetings as they passed one another in the narrow streets. Everyone had a role, and everyone was glad to play it. In the warm kitchens, ovens glowed like hearths of gold. Bakers dusted flour from their hands and slid trays of gingerbread, honey cakes, and spiced rolls into the heat. The scent of cinnamon, cloves, and roasted nuts floated out through open windows, mingling with the crisp scent of snow. Children were given important tasks, stirring bowls, sprinkling sugar, and when no one was looking, sneaking tiny bites of dough. In the village hall, long tables were covered with cloths embroidered over generations. Pots of stew simmered slowly, mulled cider warmed on the stove, and baskets filled with apples and nuts were stacked by the door. Laughter echoed as people worked side by side, sharing stories, teasing one another, and humming old festival songs that everyone knew by heart. Out in the square, others were busy decorating. Garlands of pine and holly were draped along railings and doorways. Lanterns were hung from hooks, their glass painted in reds and golds. Strings of tiny bells chimed softly whenever the wind stirred, as if the village itself were whispering with excitement. At the very center of Storyabrook stood the great Christmas tree. It had been there longer than anyone could remember, tall and proud, its branches heavy with snow. Today it was transformed. Carefully placed ornaments shimmered among the needles. Glass stars, wooden animals, ribbons, and tiny lights that glowed warmly as dusk approached. Each decoration carried a memory, a gift made by hand, a token of a past festival, a symbol of love or gratitude. Beneath the tree lay stacks of presents wrapped in paper and twine, each marked with a name. No one guarded them, for no one needed to. In Storyabrook, trust was as natural as breathing. As the day wore on, the sky deepened into shades of lavender and blue. Snow fell steadily, each flake drifting lazily downward, settling on shoulders and hats, catching in eyelashes. When evening finally arrived, the bells rang again, louder this time, joyful and clear. The festival began. People gathered in the square, bundled in scarves and coats, their faces glowing with warmth despite the cold. Music filled the air, fiddles and flutes, drums and voices rising together in song. Children danced in clumsy circles, adults clapped and laughed, and the lanterns cast soft halos of light across the snow. Food was shared freely. Cups were raised in toasts. Strangers felt like friends, and friends felt like family. Stories were told, old jokes repeated, and memories created that would be carried through many winters to come. When the night grew darker and the stars began to appear, it was time for the giving of gifts. One by one, names were called. Packages were opened with gasps and smiles. Hand-knitted scarves, carved toys, jars of jam, simple treasures made meaningful by care and thought. There was no envy, only delight, and no gift was considered small. At last, when the final song faded and the last ribbon was tied, the villagers gathered once more in the center of the square. The music stopped. The lanterns were dimmed. Slowly, everyone looked up. Above them stretched a vast, pitch-black sky, scattered with countless stars. They sparkled brightly, sharper and clearer than anywhere else, as if the heavens themselves had come to celebrate. Snow continued to fall, silent now, and for a moment, no one spoke. In that shared stillness, the people of Storyabrook felt it, the quiet joy of belonging, the warmth of kindness freely given, and the deep happiness of a tradition that meant everything to them. And beneath the stars, in the gentle glow of the great Christmas tree, the little village rested, wrapped in snow, love, and the promise of another winter well shared. Merry Christmas. And the end.